Good afternoon, everybody. Since we are not having our staff meeting this morning, we are not going to be rescheduling it for later in the week. I will be sending this out again here shortly, but wanted to record a little video to explain some of the bigger points and a little more clarity that our meeting would have given us, but I didn't want to change people's schedules since we already have stuff going on. So some of this stuff we'll breeze over quick. It's just updates, so you guys can read those on your own. Like I said, we'll add a little bit of specifics to some of the other items. So first on the list here, we have the Redwood Area Education Foundation. So Tammy was going to come give us a little update. She is going to be coming now to our February meeting, but the presentation she was going to give us is in the link right here. Just keep that in mind of what the foundation is able to do, especially as we get into the time of year we're looking at capital outlay items. That's a fantastic resource we have, so let's make sure we're taking advantage of it. Questions, you can direct those to me or Tammy regarding the foundation. Standards-based grading here is going to be one of the big updates that we had for today. Starting in third quarter, you guys are probably going to hear and or see a change with high school. Starting in third quarter for the remainder of the school year, high school classes will be able to have up to 10% of their class grade be assigned homework. This was discussed at our school board work session back in December, and it's kind of been an ongoing conversation with the school board based on some parent, student, and staff feedback. So this is a change that the high school is going to be making. It's coming from those conversations. For right now, this does not impact middle school or read gray. There's not going to be any changes to what we're doing with our grade books and how we're assigning grades. However, moving forward throughout the remainder of the school year, we are going to be looking at potential changes and discussing them both at the Standards-Based Grading Committee and with the school board. Doesn't mean changes are going to happen, but it is going to be a point of conversation moving forward. So just wanted people to be on board and understanding of what that change will be in the high school. It's not a change impacting us in the middle school, but wanted everybody to be aware of it. If you have questions about that, feel free to connect with myself or Michelle. Our EBD position update. So if you're unaware, by now Dan Parr has resigned. He resigned at the end of December. So right now we are currently working to fill his position. It is posted, and as soon as we're getting some applicants on that, we'll start looking at interviews to fill that position. Currently, right now, Frankie Arns is serving as the long-term sub. She'll be covering all services and classes that are on that caseload of IEPs. So classes, services, all those things will still be happening. What we have done is we have divided out the caseload between Stacy, Logan, and Amanda. And I'll be sharing that information. I'll add that link to this here as soon as I'm done recording. But these will be the people that you'll go to with IEP specific questions. So if don't go to Frankie with IEP questions, she is not handling those type of things. We'll go to the people that are now assigned to that. And that'll be updated here, right, where it says list will be finalized. That is finalized, so I'll update that by the time I resend this. As far as behavior intervention, we're going to be easing Frankie into this simply just because there's a lot with that position, and we want her focusing on the services and the classes first. But with students that were on Dan's caseload, lean on paras for breaks. They're the ones that know these students best in that kind of process, so lean on them. If you need any sort of immediate intervention, myself, Jen, Chandra, Ruth, and David are going to be taking the lead on that. So make sure you're keeping the office in the loop on any needs. Again, I'll keep everybody in the loop as this progresses, but that's where we're at currently right now. But if you have questions, again, you know where to find us. PBIS update, pretty simple look at it. SST, nothing really new. Home base is right here. Calendar is linked. Hopefully the link works this time and you have access to it. If not, I do believe Naomi shared it earlier this week. I am going to be sharing a student survey with you guys here as soon as sometime this afternoon, and I will email that out separate. But I would like you to have your home bases complete this Thursday or Friday this week. It's going to be a short survey, but what we're looking at is some specific information for our middle school programs, specifically PBIS, Win and ICU, and home base. I want to get some information from our kids so we can start utilizing that going into the remainder of the school year and on from there. So I'll get to that to you shortly. But again, I'd like you to take that either Thursday or Friday this week during your home base time. Win ICU update. So here is a change that's going to be happening. And I would tell you if you have specific questions about this or comments, please connect with your grade level reps or myself, either or. But this was a change that we discussed at our December meeting and that we are going to move forward with. So starting January 25th, so that's the first day of third quarter, we're going to be changing the way our 2-week schedule looks. So instead of doing what we're currently doing with a Monday through Thursday and a Friday specialist day, we're going to reassign days here a little bit. So we'll have the first week of a rotation will be 5 straight days of the priority schedule, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday the following week, and then a back-to-back specialist focus. What our big focus were, we were taking in staff feedback and looking at potential changes of times, because honestly, we were kind of split down the board about 50-50, whether we wanted more or less time. The big thing that the committee focused on is keeping the integrity of our original focus, and that's intervention. And when we look at interventions, we're going off what best practice is as far as a timeline for interventions. So we were hesitant to take off too many days with our intervention time. We wanted to make sure that we had that time there. However, this allows us to reduce the number of transitions. So we're reducing the number of transitions in a 2-week period, eliminating that Friday. And we're also creating more opportunities for enrichment for our staff in priority 1 and 2. That was something that was voiced by multiple people, and we want to make sure that we're giving our staff equal opportunities for those enrichment opportunities. So having 2 days with groups, that allows us to create a little bit more of an enrichment opportunity for those staff members to utilize. So again, this will be a change that we'll be making going into the start of third quarter. But if you have any concerns, questions, want to talk about it more, make sure you're talking to a grade level rep or myself, so we can get those changes, discussions made if we need to do any tweaks to that or anything. Once this is finalized, once we're good, I will get updated calendars out to staff so you guys can replace those with your with the binders that we created earlier for our Flexa schedule information. Moving forward, some other just kind of general reminders. Our IGDP checkpoint is coming up. That's going to be due on the 24th, so just make sure you're getting ready for that. They will be completed in Frontline. If you don't have access to it, let me know and I'll get it back out to you. I did not receive any staff shout-outs, but as always, if you guys have them, make sure you're getting them to me so we can get that out to people. AR tests, I will connect with the people at a later time that I need to talk to about this, so don't worry about that. General updates. Here we go. Gradebooks the second quarter. Make sure that we are starting to plan and make our parent contacts. So I have the language directly from our staff handbook for B, C, and D. It's broken down a little different, but it makes sense. Make sure that we're planning to make contacts with parents and families, especially for those ones and NEs. Our parents, our students, they should not find out for the first time on their grade, their report card that they're getting an NE on a 1 or something. We got to get that information to them. One reminder too is that if a student is receiving an NE at the end of the quarter on any strand, they will be held out 1 extracurricular activity. So for example, if I'm in math class and Miss Matson's reporting on 3 different strands, if I have an NE on any of those 3, I'm sitting out 1 extracurricular activity. Okay, so that's something to be aware of as we're getting ready for that. This is pretty standard. We're comfortable with this, but just make sure that parent communication is happening sooner rather than later. And again, with the in progress and the NE, if we're looking at bullet point D, remember that is required parent contact. So make sure we're getting that taken care of. Central duplicating, just be sure with this that our general staff should not be using the large printer in central duplicating unless they have specific permission. If they have permission, that means they have been trained on how to use that equipment. It's a large, massive monster of a machine, and it costs a lot of money. So we're limiting people using that to make sure we're using it correctly. If you have large print jobs, make sure you're taking advantage of central duplicating. Lori does a great job down there getting stuff kicked out, so just take advantage of it. As much as you can, do not use our office or library printers for those large printing jobs. It happens on a daily basis that we have somebody taking up the printer for 45 minutes at a time for something that can be utilized at central duplicating. We should be using central duplicating. Okay, so if you need help with that, connect with Lisa or I in the office, people around the building. Let's make sure we're doing that. Calendar changes, just with some of the changes we've had coming up, just to clarify here, as far as today's snow day, so January 5th snow day, the school board is going to discuss whether or not this day will be made up. As soon as I have information for you on that, it'll get kicked out either from myself or Becky. We could not use e-learning today because with the initial call to try a 2-hour late start and then the change to a full snow day, it was past the 2-hour or past the deadline set in state statute of when we can call an e-learning day, so we were unable to use that. Reminder here then, Tuesday, February 22nd is now a 2-hour late start for students only. Member staff will still be reporting at their regular contract time as the morning is. We're going to be having our Ripple training from there. Once we have more details on that, we will get them out to you. Just upcoming events and items here. 17th, we have staff development. I'll get you more information on that. I know Carla's already sent out some information, but we'll send out some finalizing things here over the next couple weeks. End of quarter one is again on January 21st. 24th is our work day, checkpoint, and then start of quarter two, quarter three. So, quarter three, semester two. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Hope everybody's having a great day.